today's chief guest, Shri Vilas Shinde sir, Chairman and Managing Director, Sahyadri Farmers Producers Company Limited, Nashik, and particularly for our participants from varied fields, our faculty members, managed fellows, consultants, and my heartfelt welcome to our Jai Jawan Kisan participants. Thank you so much for joining with us. Today, 28th Krishi Gyandeep Knowledge Lecture Series, and usually we invite eminent persons across the world, and particularly on the areas of agriculture and developmental sectors, in either in rural development or even allied sector or any other developmental sectors. And we used to invite to manage and capturing their lifetime experiences through videos, and these videos will be uploaded in a managed YouTube channel and also through social media channel. And these lectures are will be useful for majority of the extension professionals across the world. And we used to send these lectures to our log, particularly more than 1 lakh professionals are there and extension professionals. We used to send these videos to those people, and these lifetime experiences they are going to utilize wherever they want. And we have around 36,000 subscribers for our managed YouTube. Today, we are very much fortunate enough to invite our Shri Vilas Shinde ji, Chairman and Managing Director, Sahyadri Farmers Producers Company. And now I request our Director General to introduce our eminent person, Shri Vilas Shinde ji, to our August gathering. Thank you, sir.
On behalf of Managed Family, I would like to extend a warm welcome to every one of you to 28th Krishi Gyandeep Knowledge Lecture Series. Heartily, I would like to welcome Vilas Shinde ji, the esteemed speaker of today's Krishi Gyandeep Knowledge Lecture Series on topic Farmers Producers Company Success Criteria for Excellence. To manage on behalf of Managed Family, I would like to welcome all my colleagues, especially our soldiers from Jai Jawan Kisan program are also here. So I would like to welcome all the soldiers for Krishi Gyandeep Knowledge Lecture Series. A word about Krishi Gyandeep Knowledge Lecture Series. What is this? Manage is a national institute. We are located in Hyderabad. We are supposed to build a strong extension system across the country. Manage is supposed to reach every extension worker in nook and corner of the country. Practically, it is not possible. That is, we have to accept it. At the same time, every extension worker is supposed to take advantage of manage its activities. Practically, that will also not happen. So we thought of working out a via media solution where we will create a platform where the best of the best professionals in the field of agriculture development, they come to manage, share their lifetime experiences, and that will be converted into a film that will go to manage YouTube channel and also reach all the extension workers. So these films carry lifetime lessons of outstanding extension professionals and messages which can inspire extension worker to work when they are dealing with the farmers. All the time this updation inspiration is very, very important because agriculture is very dynamic. The problems are not same, farmers are not same, agriculture is not same. So emerging problems, they should have emerging solutions. So in that direction, when we started working on Krishi Gyandeep Knowledge Lecture Series, found to be well received by the extension workers in this country. We have around 35,000 subscribers for managed YouTube channel. Apart from that, it also reaches more than 1 lakh extension functionaries and institutions, not only within the country, across the globe. This is about managed Krishi Gyandeep Knowledge Lecture Series. and it is my privilege to introduce today's esteemed speaker, Vilas Shinde ji. See, normally, no farmer wants his son or daughter to pursue agriculture. See, this is the major perception, and it also my personal experience. In one of my previous talk, I have shared actually after my graduation when I went and approached my father that I will take up my own enterprise. What kind of word of caution and discouragement we received. This is the same story in every farmer's family. So Vilas Shinde is a son of a farmer, and being son of a farmer, having this kind of ecosystem around, he made up his mind to pursue in agriculture. That is one of the greatest, we should have to consider it as a role model for rest of the country. See, this one strong message should go from Mr. Vilas Shinde ji. That is one thing. Second one, see, normally agriculture graduates, even though they study agriculture, if choice is given, they prefer government service, not even private. Even the self-employment is the last resort. Once they don't get public job, private sector job, then they start their own enterprise, or it may not be a choice actually for those people. So Vilas Shinde, he completed post-graduation in agriculture engineering, and of course, during 1995 or so, probably had some opportunities, good opportunities in government also. He would have opted government like me and you, but he preferred his own path. He started working on his own, building his own dream. During 2010, he started Sahyadri Farms as a farmers producers company. So this is another important message our extension worker have to carry to rest of the population. If there is, the directions are very clear, and maybe if you work in a proper direction, probably Sahyadri Farms is one of the best role model which is in front of us. Third thing is, majority of the people who work in agriculture, they work it as a subsistence occupation. They produce something, they keep something, and sell something, and lead the life in a routine fashion. Probably very rarely farmers see breakthrough in their lifetime, financial breakthrough. But Sahyadri Farms showed a best way where a commodity specific value chain can be developed, not as a company but in every home of the farmers, and every farmer can be trained in that aspect, and their products what they produce in remote villages can be sold in international market, and by embracing all the international standards. These people always teach in classrooms but never practice in the field. Here is an example of Sahyadri Farms, and who prepared every small grower in the country, in the remote village. He's a very ordinary half an acre farmer, one among us, and prepared them to face the global standards. This is another outstanding example for other thousands of farmers producers organizations which we are promoting, and many agripreneurs, thousands of agripreneurs who wish to pursue this path. Today, after 2010, it is one hardly farmers producers company, 13 years old. 13 years is very small age for any organization. But if you see for Sahyadri Farms, they have 19,000 small growers as members. I think you updated figures you will get from Vilas Shinde ji, and more than 30,000 acres are covered by them, and their turnover, I leave it to your imagination, but you have privy to that information, more than 1,000 crores. Definitely, it is a very significant milestone in Indian agriculture development. If any young entrepreneur from village, he want to dream a big, we have a dream built which we can see in the field today, and that is Sahyadri Farms. So the architect of Sahyadri Farms, Vilas Shinde is with us, and I request him to share the story of his journey, before our audience. Again, I would like to thank you for taking your time and coming to manage. Welcome to you.
Good morning, all of you. We just spoke that Manage has a lot of programs, and in that, mainly the extension programs was the main mandate. But now, along with that, you have multiple different programs, agribusiness management program, and recently the programs, the Jai Jawan Kisan, which we have started. I think all these programs have the core objective to have solution for our small and marginal farmers who is working hard with the hardship and also with all his full capacity on the farm to manage his farm with some expectation that my farm will generate a basic income for my family and it will give me a living standard which I expect as a any citizen who lives in urban area or any part of the country or in the any part of the world. Basically, no farmer is working on farm now like any Annadata or any charity. His core purpose is to create a value from his farm. He's spending on his farm. He's actually putting all his effort. He's putting capital, and I guess that he expect that some respectable income he can generate from his available resources. The resources are limited. We know our 90% farmers are having around 1 hectare land. Most of the farmers are having below that. And with that available resources, the land and also there are multiple other resources issues like the water, which is the major concerning central part of India, in our Maharashtra, Telangana, Karnataka, plus climate, then other resources related challenges. With all that resources related issues, he has to fight with the global competition and he has to win his race. So it's a very challenging situation for that farmer. If we consider this farmer in entrepreneur mind, that all these farmers actually they are doing farming with purely like any entrepreneur, and this is I think the biggest, most difficult enterprise if you consider as a industry, and that this enterprise is challenging because of a lot of different issues. Some issues are from the climate related issues. Global warming is becoming the one important challenge for the all farmers and also for the mankind. Along with that, market related challenges, government related different issues, and consumer facing government policies. So multiple issues are there. So in spite of these all challenges, he has to work on the farm and he has to become a successful entrepreneur. So I think this is a big challenge or the big actually puzzle for the farmer how to solve these issues to how we can overcome all these challenges and how we can make our farm a successful enterprise, profitable enterprise. Without profit, without having a surplus income, you cannot grow, you cannot have further investment, you cannot create a sustainable farming or sustainable agriculture. So everything is linked with that farm's profitability or that farm's overall value creation with considering all the challenges. And this is actually, I think, the core problem which we all expert, whether as an extension worker or as a research people, we have to solve this challenge and we have to tackle with this problem. I think the farmer producer company concept or the collective approach, this came with this background that the individual who cannot solve this problem, how then these problems will be solved? The individual could not solve this problem because of the limitation of resources, and also because of the his limited negotiation power, limited resources. He cannot negotiate in the market. When he's going in the market to buy some input, he's buying that input at retail price. When he's going to sell his produce in the market, he's selling at wholesale price. So from both sides, he get squeezed because of the limited negotiation power. He's buying input at kg level. I'm for 1 acre farm, I will buy any fertilizer bag, just 1 or 2 bag. And when I am going to sell my produce, I am selling in tons. At least 1 acre, I will produce at 1 ton or maybe 10 ton per acre. So I have to sell that produce in quantity, and that quantity is also then having a limited life. Most of the perishable commodities have just 1 or 2 days shelf life. Even the our field crops, cereal pulses, they also have the limited shelf life, and that if I am forced to sell that within a particular time. So that actually puts pressure me to selling the wholesale market. And when I am going to buy any input, then because of the limited quantity, I cannot buy it at wholesale price. I have to buy at retail price. So the margin is squeezed from the both end. All the industry stakeholders. On the back end, there are a lot of input companies, seed, fertilizer, pesticide, irrigation, machinery. Everybody looks after farmer as a customer. Everybody is saying that they are there in the business for the welfare of the farmer. Actually, they are doing business. Farmer is also doing business. Actually, nobody is actually doing welfare activity. Everybody is doing professional activity. But we are talking that language. Even the government is having that our ministry name, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. I always have a question in my mind why this word came on that ministry's name. Farmer welfare means what? Ministry is not agriculture is not actually a welfare activity. This is purely a business activity. Everybody is growing and selling purely like any enterprise, any production manufacturing industry. So we should have clear understanding that now we need to think in professional manner. All the business, connected business, whether as a farmer or the input business or the output business, processing business, retail business, all are interconnected. And in this ecosystem, everybody should grow, and everybody will grow if everybody is making money. If somebody is making losses and only others are having some creating value and they are growing, what will happen? So if we are talking in this language that we are doing welfare for the farmer, so I think that first that issue we need to address. We need to think internally whether this logic is clear or we should have a different approach. At Sahyadri, with my personal experiences as a farmer and also as an agri entrepreneur, we understand in last 25 years period that the core this issue or the mindset issue need to address, and government level this mindset we could not change, but we cannot we can change our own mindset, we can change our community's mindset, and we can have a different approach. Why we should have the same thinking, why we should have the same debate again and again? Better to think in different way, better to find our own way instead of going with the traditional approach. We'll have our own path and with the core objective that we all are entrepreneurs. My small farm is my business unit, my crop is my industry, and for that to make this my crop a global competitive industry, and to make my small farm enterprise as a business unit, profitable business unit, and as a to make me as a successful entrepreneur, I need to think in a different way. The collaboration approach came with this mind. At Sahyadri, we adopted farmer producer company model with this all background. 2010, when we decided to form the producer company, that time this concept, producer company concept, was on the basic level. The act came in 2002, but up to 2010, I remember that only 50 companies were registered. Sahyadri was the 51st producer company, and earlier all the 50 companies were registered with some NGOs, their initiative. It was not a farmers' initiative. And nowadays we have almost 33,000 number is a recent number. So this all new farmer producer companies are initiated under some government supported program. A lot of central government schemes came, state government's initiative came. And that's why all this number has reached to this 33,000. So, but Sahyadri's thought was very clear that we are establishing this organization not for any government support or not for any to get any scheme, any subsidy. It is purely a professional approach. To make our own farms profitable, we need a collective approach. The negotiation power, which is the main limitation on individual level, that we can solve with the collective approach. I am having just 2 acre land, but the 500 people will come together. They can have 1,000 acre collective land, and that scale is sufficient to fight in the market. I can compete with any American farmer. I can compete with any Australian farmer, and then with that scale, I can also have better efficiency, better standard, and then that can create a better value for me. We all are actually grape growers. Along with the grapes, we are also growing other some vegetables. Tomato is also our one second major crops. Along with that, some leafy vegetables or even other fruits like pomegranate. These are our main cropping pattern in Nashik district. So that the grape farmers, as a grape farmers, how we can come together, how we can create our own ecosystem. That becomes our approach, and then this journey has started. Everybody speak about Sahyadri's current success, and everybody says that within the short span of time, we have created a big impact, a big success story. But sir, if you see, if you decode the Sahyadri's success, you will see that before Sahyadri, we spent almost, on my personal level, I spent almost 15 years, and as a group, as a farmer group, we spent 6 years to learn all the practices, all these thoughts which we are now saying on a regular platform, and everybody is also speaking the same language. So we went through that incubation phase, 95 to 2004. That first phase I spent as a farmer life, as a full-fledged farmer. No other income, no other support, no any job, no other any business activity. Purely as a hardcore farmer. I spent my almost 8 years on farm, and that gave me a lot of lesson. So this as an individual farmer, what are the pains, and why actually we need a collective, and why actually the ecosystem required. So that actually I experienced through with my own all these 8 years experiences. I did a lot of different experiments on the farm, and grape, which is our traditional crop, but along with that, all different crops I tried. Before grapes, actually, the regular cropping pattern, like any Indian farmer, the regular field crops, that was our cropping pattern. Bajra was our main crop during rainy season, and in Rabi, we have either wheat or some vegetable. Like potato was one our main Rabi crop, and in summer, most of the land was vacant. So this was the common situation in our Nashik area. And then the grape was introduced in Nashik area in around 80s. And when I came back to my farm, that time some farmers, they were started doing some export trade also through the multinational companies, some private players. And one cooperative initiative was also there as a Grapes in Nashik area and also throughout the Maharashtra. That was the background. And with that background, I was having that passion that I will have big impact on my own farm. My father and his 5 brothers, so 5 uncles, altogether we had a 35 people's family, and all were dependent on farming. After 2002, then family was separated. But when I came back to the farm, that everybody, all 35 people, all we were living together, and all we were dependent on the farming. That time, our family was having around 12 acre grapes, and other area was having regular crops. And in 2002, when our family was separated, every brother he got 2 acre grapes, and along with that, remaining 8 acre vacant land. So this was the situation, and I, as an agriculture graduate, my passion was to do this all farming with the professional way, and I can have the better income possibilities through my farm. So for that, then I tried lot of crops along with then grapes. We tried some exotic vegetables, high value crops like broccoli, sweet corn, then some other spinach, and some lettuce like high value crops. Along with that, then I tried some. I tried to introduce new crops in our area: coffee plantation, strawberry, asparagus, then So many such new things which as a agriculture graduates normally we told to the farmer that you should have better such crops and you should change your traditional crops. So all that I tried on my individual level. Plus I also did some dairy activity, small dairy farm, buffalo farm I have started in 1999. Along with that, then I tried some processing activity. Then we used to have one percussion plant near our farm. So I tried fish farming. I tried mushroom farming. So you name any activity which we are actually learn as agriculture graduating our institutes, and all that I tried on a personal level, and everywhere I made losses because of different reasons. Sometimes because of the market related situation, sometimes some input inferior quality input related situation, then sometimes water shortage related situation. I took 50,000 rupees on 4% per month interest just for 4 months. The thought was that with better crop and better value, I can pay that high interest immediately. 50,000 and plus the interest 10,000 rupees, which I have to pay within 4 months. So 60,000 rupees I will pay because I will get at least 1 lakh rupees income within 4 months. So that was the thought, and I took that money, but that experiment failed because of the water shortage, and then that liability remains with me for the next 12 years, and that went up from 50,000. It went to every year additional loan, additional losses, so further additional cost. So that went up to 70 lakh rupees in 2003. So this was the peak crisis situation in my life. 2003 was that the peak period, and then during that all 8 years period, I realized that these issues are because of my personal some negotiation power related issues. It's not because of my capability. I am agriculture graduate. I took my degree with distinction, and my the passion was very clear from the beginning of the college days. I took admission to the agriculture graduate this university with clear understanding that after graduation I will go back to my farm and I will do my farming. So I spent that 4 year with all the focus mind and all the classes, whatever the we learned as agriculture graduates. I did everything with passion and with all hard work. And in spite of that, then next 8 years, I made all these losses. So that was a question in my mind that as agriculture graduate with the passion, with the hard work, with the full focus mind, if you are doing losses, then what is a common farmer situation? How I can blame to farmer that he's not having the focus, he's not having just, he's not interested in farming, he's just doing farming just as a side activity. Whatever the things are, he's having some bad things, he's drinking or whatever the things we are saying, that farmer are making losses because there are all these social and his personal issues. All these 8 years period, I understand that as a business, this is not actually a profitable activity, and that losses reasons are multiple. It's not one reason. It's not only market related issues. It's not only government policy related issues. It's not only resource related issues. Because of water shortage, I am making losses. It's not only because of the high cost interest. There are multiple issues which I have to solve. It's not one issue, and these issues altogether, if I will solve, then only it can be a profitable business. And then that it gave me the clear understanding that we need a ecosystem. That ecosystem which can solve these issues, multiple issues. This is like leakages, multiple leakages in the pipeline. You have to clear all the leakages. If you will have only solution to one leakage, still that leakage will continue and will not get the solution. You have to clear all the this pipeline leakages. Then only that real impact will possible. Then through that, then the clear ecosystem understanding, value chains understanding, plus the collective approach, because the ecosystem you cannot create on individual level. So collective is must. That understanding came, and then in 2004, the second phase has started. In 2004, I understand that instead of focusing on multiple crops, just focus on one or two crops. But in that crop, you try to create complete ecosystem. You try to create excellence in that crop, and then with the grapes, my second phase has started with the just 10 farmers small group. within my village and surrounding village, then I understand that we'll focus on that complete grape ecosystem creation. I actually forced to focus on the international market because that 75 lakh liability was not possible to clear through the domestic market or with the small any business opportunity. So I understand that this big loss or big debt I can clear only with the big premium, and that big premium I can create only through the international market. In domestic market, I am selling grapes at 30 rupees. If I want to create better value, I need to focus on the better premium market, which can give me better price. So we try to send our first consignment in Netherlands in 2004 with the expectation that we'll get the better premium from Europe market. And that experience also failed because it was just like a Jugaad type of export. The export which we did through the pack house was the buffalo shed. Initially, my buffalo shed that temporarily we converted into pack house. So through that we sent that consignment. Obviously, the quality level we got the issue. Then we failed in our first consignment. But to understand that problem, I went first to the Netherlands, and then that was my turning point. There I saw the developed market, all the modern retails, modern supply chain, modern cold storage systems, and also I understand that all these markets are so mature that they are now well connected with all global farmers. Only Indian farmers are not selling grapes. There are multiple farmers who are also selling in Netherlands during that period. South African farmers, Chileans, Peruvian farmers, and we have to compete with that farmer. And if you are having the same standard, then only you will get a place in the market. So that standard you need to create throughout the process. It's not only during the packing. On the farm also, you should have the same approach. On the pack house also, you should have the same approach. So that actually this second page gave us understanding that now you have to fight on the global market. It's not your competition not on local level. You are a Adgo farmer. Your competition is not only within the village. You are not competing on the district level. You are not competing on the state level, or you are not competing on the country level. Actually, competition is on global level. Whether you want to sell in Netherlands or you want to sell in Nashik. In Nashik also, consumer is getting now grapes from South Africa, from Chile. Some farmers they can sell grapes in Nashik. And now also actually we saw this competition within different farmers. In Nashik we have competition from the Sangli farmers. Sangli farmers crop the grape is sold in Nashik during our season. So local production is there. Still consumer is taking grapes or any commodity from other production area farmers, whether it is within India or outside India. So this understanding that now we have to fight on the global level. So that gave us different view that we need to improve our standard and we need to improve our efficiency with the global competition thinking that in global competition you can win only because of these two reasons. And that is actually then it becomes the base to Sahyadri. So with this background, when we have started our journey, from the beginning, our vision was very clear. Where we want to reach within 5 years, within 10 years, where we want to reach, and what we want to create. So why collective is there? Why we are forming this farmer producer company? So about all these questions, our thought was very clear. So basic question. That's I will come to the main core point now. That the success criteria for the farmer producer company excellence and how to make the successful collective. So I think if you point out all the criteria, in that the first criteria is that why collective is required. This question everybody need to ask. All as a farmer, if I am becoming the part of the collective as a shareholder of that collective, or if I am a promoter who is taking lead to form that collective. So both should have this question in mind: why the collective is required. If it is possible to work or to grow or to run the business on individual level, it is always I think is the ideal situation. If any because of the individual decisions are always good, because he's taking the risk, he's taking the decision for his personal interest. So obviously, his decisions are much matured or much verified with his personal different angle. So that is always the ideal situation. But instead of individual business, individual enterprise, why I should be a part of a collective business? Why I need to take share in a collective? That question, if as an individual I will ask, and if I am satisfied with that question, then I think definitely situation will be different. So currently nobody is asking this question. All these collectives which we have formed, most of the collectives are on paper. That we have 200 farmers shareholders, we have 500 shareholders, we have whatever the numbers, all are on the paper. That shareholder also doesn't know that they are the shareholders. If somebody will cross check that really he is a shareholder and he is actually interested in that organization, so you will also ask a question that are you telling this truth that I am shareholder? Because most of the this farmer shareholders, they becomes just to get some subsidy, or that promoters, they actually make the shareholders just to increase the list to fulfill some criteria. So that type of, I think, situation we need to avoid. And the collective should be with the farmers their own initiative. It should not be a government initiative. It should be clearly that farmers their own need. And if they understand that because of the collective there some problems are going to solve, and for that they need to be part of the collective, they need to be a shareholder, they need to put some capital, whatever their capital size, but that it should be their initiative. If I think this understanding is there, then success percentage definitely is on higher side. My first point is that the organization should be keep away them from the government. I think the farmer producer company, this is actually the basic debate when from the traditional cooperative society, the Cooperative Act, government allowed to register this collective under Company Act. That time this was the basic understanding. That in traditional Cooperative Act, government is involved in all the collective formation, in operation to support that organization. All our village level societies to all the taluka level any federation, all are actually controlled by governments. And in that that organization's failure, government intervention, that is the main one actually reason. Cooperative reform committee, which was formed under Dr. Y.K. Alag's chairmanship, all the cooperative solvers, including Dr. Kurian, all were the part of that committee. And that committee's recommendation to make the successful cooperative, in that the first recommendation was that this cooperative should remain away from the government. They should have their own capabilities, and for that then government allowed them to form to register under Company Act. That government will control as a regulatory body. Government has to control all the organizations, or every organization, individual to collective to the public limited, with the minimum intervention. And for that Company Act is the right method. So farmer producer company concept, if it came with this understanding, then why government is again and again involved in such farmer producer company or collectives their day-to-day working? Let them grow with their own speed. Instead of 33,000, we'll may have only 1,000 organization in next 5 years. But then the success ratio is will be on the higher side. This is my one basic understanding, and we are actually talking this point with all the authorities who are visiting Sahyadri or whatever the platform. I always put this point. So, second, that farmer producer company should be community specific and also cluster specific, because lot of farmer producer companies are having the farmer base with multiple crops. If within the one cluster or within one area we have multiple crops, so obviously if the farmers are coming together, so they are having different crop related challenges together. Suppose if we just take one example, like in Marathwada, in our Maharashtra, during Kharif, soybean, cotton are grown in the same area, because these two are the major crops. Along with that, some pulses also farmers are growing, plus some horticulture crops are also there. So multiple crops are there within the one region. when the farmer came together, the producer companies are formed, and then they start thinking on the different valuation, cotton, soybean, horticulture. If all together, if somebody is thinking that that producer company will create such a value chain and they will have that capacity, it's almost impossible. All the producer company, because all the shareholders if are having limited capacity, the producer company will also have the limited capacity. So that capacity if they will utilize to specific one problem, one community. Well, always good to make them more successful. Amul is a very good example. Amul is the most successful collective in our country, and we know that Amul is still known as a milk cooperative. Amul has almost 40 lakh farmer base in only in Gujarat. So altogether 40 lakh farmers, they have one valuation under one brand. And that farmers, they must have multiple crops. Gujarat, that farmers, they must have other crops, horticulture, cotton, or any pulses. But Amul is handling only milk. Amul is not taking responsibility of other crops. They understand that in milk himself, there are a lot of issues which they have to solve. So just focus on one community, to focus on that particular community's challenges, to make it successful ecosystem. And after that, if they will have other further crops, then that can be a second phase strategy. But in first phase, all the that collective should have one specific community approach, one or maybe two community. They should not have multiple crops, and that community specific farmers should come together. In Sahyadri, if one farmer is having a grape crop and another farmer is having cotton crop, and third farmer is having soybean crop, but just as a farmer they came together, because in APC only farmer can become a shareholder. So the farmer with different crop will come together. What will happen? Nobody will have a common interest. Then that such organization will definitely fail. So that only grape farmers who are having the common agenda, if they are coming together, then they can have better success ratio. So this is the second point which I want to put here. Third criteria is that in all the farmer producer company, valuation approach is must. Lot of farmer producer companies which are established now, they are focusing on particular one point, maybe the input related activity, maybe some credit related activity, or maybe some storage related activity. They are having one or two valuation related initiatives, not throughout the valuation they are involved, and because of maybe their limited capacity, because of the limited capital. So, but after 5 year, after 10 year, still we can see that organizations have only focus around that particular initiative. 99% organizations are having only one solution. So the member, as a farmer member, if he is getting one solution for other problem, if he has to find another organization, another company, then what will happen? Farmer producer company leader should have clear understanding that the member came together, or that organization has established to solve all the leakages, and that maybe will take little bit extra time. Instead of within 1 year all the leakages you cannot handle, but within certain period of time, within 5 years, within the targeted your 5 years or 10 years phase, you should solve that problems. Then only the member or that organization will grow. In Sahyadri, in 2010, we faced the one situation. In 2010, all the grapes were rejected, which were exported from the India, not only Sahyadri, but all the industry. And that happened, that rejection happened because of the one issue on the food safety side. One chemical which we used in farm, so that was detected above minimum residue level, and that's why then most of the European retailers, so they actually rejected Indian grapes, and market got crashed from 10 euro. It came to almost 50 cent, and we made almost 260 crores losses as the industry. On personal level, I made 6 crores losses. Everybody, almost 50,000 farmers, 200 exporters. The country's impression also got damaged. Everybody has suffered, and the commercial loss was so much big. So during that crisis, we understand that we should not depend upon any third-party agency, whether it is a government or anybody. organization should have its own standard, plus all the farmers should be committed with that standard. From 2010, when Sahyadri was formed, during that crisis, actually, we started our journey. But then we learn all this basic all understanding that we should not have any single mistake. A single mistake can collapse the overall ecosystem. So 2010 onwards, Sahyadri, our overall farmers, 600 farmers, which we came together in first phase. After that, additional farmers came together at every farm. The same standard will be maintained, and will assure to the customer that there will not be any single mistake within our product, though it is grown and though it is handled at the multiple location, multiple farms. And that happens because of the entrepreneur mindset of our farmers, that professional mindset of our overall team, not only farmer, but the Sahyadri's complete all the ecosystem management. Global competition is must in all the crops, whether you like or not, whether you are capable or not. But that global competition is actually now a reality within our all the commodities, whether it is agriculture, whether it is my mobile, whether it is my this dairy or any other furniture, you name any commodity. But you will have the global competition. You have to fight with China, you have to fight with America, you have to fight with South America, Africa. In your commodity, maybe the different countries you will have the competitors, but that competition is actually the reality. Nobody can now run from that competition. So we have to be competitive. We have to be capable to handle that competition with the standard and efficiency. So, and if that mindset is there, then definitely we can improve ourselves. We can reach to that standard. There is no doubt. Sahyadri is all this. Whatever the ecosystem we have created. In that, now we have 5,000 acre area handled with 1,200 farmers with around 2,000 plus farms, and it has generated the same standard. Last 14 years, we did not have any single complaint now, because we have all full control on our ecosystem. This is the one another important point. Now, along with the same these 2 points, keep away from the government and entrepreneur mindset. So another criteria I want to put here, that farmer should have focus on the high value crops where government is not involved. We have a limited opportunity to grow or to create a better value, because the government is the main buyer. So obviously they are controlling the prices. They are controlling most of the that crop related different issues. So if we will have the focus on the crops where government is not involved, so all the crops where minimum support price is not there. Normally farmer actually they prefer such crops where safe market is there. Some in case of crisis, government will intervene, like from rice, cotton, or sugarcane to wheat. So many crops we are growing. But there, if you see, the maximum potential to generate a revenue per acre is hardly 20,000 rupees in case of the all the favorable situation. And if that situations are against you, maybe one situation is against you, you will lose that 20,000 also. Per month, per family household, income is average 10,000 rupees with all the resources. So average, if I am having 2 acre land, so per household I am having 10,000 rupees income. So per capita, suppose 5 members are there, so income is just 2,000 rupees. Even our labor is now earning better. Minimum wages we are paying 380 rupees or minimum 400 rupees. So per person we are actually assuring him 12,000 rupees. If I am having 5 people and all, if we are all working in, as a worker, in any industry, even in agriculture, we can generate at least minimum 50,000 rupees per month per household. So then why I should do the this farming as a business? In states like Punjab, where we have all the resources at topmost level, we have 98% irrigation. Every farm has irrigation. Climate is good. Soil is fertile. Government is giving minimum support price. There is no private player. 97% is actually sold to the government. So everything is set. There in Punjab also, as per government record, maximum household per month income is 18,000 rupees. So why I will take then interest in agriculture? Why I will choose farming as a profession? I can have better opportunity. The people, as sir you said, everybody is having actually aspiration to go to a city, to go to other opportunity, whether even in government jobs or in private sector, overseas. But everybody wants to have better income, better aspiration for better standard living. So that is possible only with such crops where you can have at least income potential to, per acre 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees. See, I am getting in Sahyadri, we kept a simple view that minimum 50,000 rupees per month income we should generate from our available resources. So if I am having 3 acre land, and with these resources, with this land parcel, if I want to generate 50,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees per month means 6 lakh rupees per year. So 6 lakh rupees per year from 3 acre means 2 lakh rupees per acre I should generate as a net income. So net income is plus including cost. The gross revenue should be at least 3 lakh rupees to 4 lakh rupees. So that then I will choose such crop where that potential possible. I know then it's not easy. It's not just by choosing that crop you will get that income. But around that crop, then I will create our ecosystem. I will create complete the globally competitive ecosystem. Then that is a approach for the long term. I am having that vision that minimum that income I have to generate, and with that, then if as the organization will work to create that ecosystem with all the global competition challenges and whatever the challenges we will have. But after certain period, then farmer who is getting that 10,000 rupees, if he is reaching to that level, then basically then that is a very good aspiration to remain in the farm and to continue in the farm, whether for this generation or for the next generation. And that is happening in Sahyadri. If you see, if you study the model or if you study our farmer, their family mindset, their next generation mindset, you will see that our next generation, lot of our farmers, they put their their next generation in agriculture colleges or universities just to coming with the talent, with the better knowledge, but to handle his farm, not to go back in government service where. So this is happening because of the better living standard which he's getting through the his small land. Currently, Sahyadri's average farm income, average farmers, if you calculate, the income is around 3 lakh rupees per acre, and it is now growing with the new varieties, new some exclusive products which we have. We are expecting that we will reach to 8 lakh rupees per acre. So with 3 acre, if I am generating 24 lakh, I just check with sir, alumni or the your every year the placement is happening at around 12.5 lakh. No? 12.5 lakhs. Annual income. If he will join Sahyadri, I can generate 24 lakh rupees for him. So I can assure from the next year onwards, if he is becoming part of Sahyadri, if he is having a limited land, limited water sources, but I will assure 24 lakh rupees, and that is also income tax free. So if you add income tax, so it will become 30 lakh rupees. So 30 lakh rupees package I can offer because of this approach, because of the particular crop, because of the particular product. And like grapes, there are multiple commodities. There are multiple such products which we can explore in agriculture purely in this professional way. And at Sahyadri, we are having 20,000 farmers, around now 80,000 plus farmers. They are waiting to become a part of Sahyadri, but step by step we are adding. But now this path, which is actually becoming so vibrant and so economically strong, I think on that, then everybody will like to join. So the farmer producer company need to think in this way that the specific crop where they can create better value with the ecosystem approach. So that need to be focused. Another next point I want to put here is technology adoption. We know that the digital technology or any different technology interventions are changing our life, human life, in all the means, whether in telecom sector, in finance sector, you name any sector. Technology has created a real important role. It's not the government policy which has changed our life. It's actually technology which has changed the life. In agriculture also, same thing is actually happening. And at Sahyadri, we understand this point very well from the beginning. That from the consumer side or from the farmer side, everybody is having some expectation Consumer is fitting the standard, whatever the commitment we have given, whether all products are with same standard. If I am saying that my product is organic, my product is naturally grown, my product is grown with the sustainable agri practices, whatever the claim I am making. So how I can give that confidence to the customer? I can have better some brand ambassador marketing campaigning who is saying that this product is the best. Maybe I can have Shah Rukh Khan as my brand ambassador, and he will campaign our product. That type of marketing, which is regular, all the companies are doing. So that is possible, but that is a very capital intensive marketing campaign. Everybody knows, and for that you need a huge capital. For production, if I need 1 rupees, for post harvest I will need at least 4 rupees, and for marketing I will need 10 rupees. This is actually the, if you see the investment wise valuation level interventions. Marketing or the creating a brand is the most capital intensive activity. But that activity through technology, I can do with the limited budget. I can create same confidence within the customer with all these digital technology solutions where I am giving the full transparency, full traceability to the customer. So where that product is grown and the farmer, the field, actually how that product is grown at multiple level. So this is possible only because of the technology. So this solution was not available 10 years back. Now we are in a different world. So as a farmer, small farmer, we have limited capital. Our organization has limited capacity. Still, we can reach to the end consumer with all these better marketing campaigning, different initiatives, or maybe we can have better confidence within the customer because of the technology. Plus, on the farmer side also, a lot of farmers they always have a doubt about the farmer producer company or a collective leadership, whether that leadership is having the same intention or is there any malpractices. Multiple such doubts are within the farmer mind. So that problem also we can solve with the proper technology solutions. That at every level, whatever the costs are involved, whatever the value has generated, everybody can have the full transparency. Every organization is generating the annual report at the year end. But on the real time basis, if we can have the clear view of that particular crop journey, at what price that crop is purchased from the organization, at next level, storage level, processing level, how much additional cost we put on that product, then what is the further value we have created at retail point, at supply chain point, everything, all that data, if I will share with the farmer through the technology platform, then the trust should not be any issue. So that trust level within the customer, within the farmer is definitely possible with the right technology solution. Plus the efficiency, which is the main challenge, how we can be a more efficient product manufacturer compared to our competitor. So for that right control on the cost to make that overall operation, post harvest, production, marketing. For that also technology, I think can create a better impact. So farmer producer company without technology, without technology adoption, if they are just having production related any initiative, then it will fail. So I think this is also one important factor to make a producer company successful. I think all above these different criteria or different reasons, the most important factor to make the farmer producer company successful is the leadership. I'm individually I can walk to up to certain distance from Hyderabad. I want to reach to Zairabad. I can walk on my foot and I can reach within 2 or 3 days time. But to make my journey more comfortable, I need some vehicle. If I will sit in one vehicle, so I can travel within certain time with a better comfort. So I can buy one car and I can go by that car. So within 3 hours also I can reach to Zairabad. But I don't have that capacity to buy that vehicle. So that's why I'm then using public vehicle. So I'm then sitting in the bus and I'm reaching to Zairabad. So the producer company is like a bus. So all these people came together to have a one vehicle because individually they cannot afford this vehicle, and plus individual on walk also they cannot reach within time. So they are a part of this common vehicle. But that vehicle, everybody has that vision that within 4 hours we'll reach to Nazairabad with that bus. But that bus, if it is not properly drive, so driver is the important factor. If that driver is drunk, and all these people who are part of that bus, everybody all be in problem. So we are actually so the people who are sitting in that bus, they are all dependent on that driver. The driver's their intention, intention, whether driver is having a right intention. Currently, the driver means that director. We are selecting from the people who are sitting in the bus. That itself is a big mistake. All the farmers who are coming together, and if the government or some NGO, they are promoting such APC. So in that they are making this basic mistake that from that 500 people, somebody has to drive that vehicle, and though driver that director is selected based on the first criteria that it should be the member of shareholder of the organization. So that's the basic criteria. But then without right driver quality identification, if we are generating just this vehicle or we are registering the organization, then it will fail. So right capable driver who is having the right intention, that driver's intention should be very clear, that he is driving that vehicle with some purpose, with he has some responsibility, and that responsibility he has to serve with pure his mindset, with clear understanding, with a clear vision, and another important factor is capacity. The driver should be capable to drive that vehicle. If I am driving the grape valuation, I should have that grapes basic understanding. What is the grapes production related challenges? What is the post harvest challenges? What are the market related situations? If I am as a driver, I don't have that commodities related different understanding. Then how I can drive a vehicle? So basic, the technical capability plus the management capability. These two things are important as a driver's capability. So I think the leadership, how we are creating the quality leadership with the clear intention, with the vision, and with the right capability. I think this is the most important factor to make the collective successful. As a farmer, I will just put a last point here. I will continue my farming if I am a part of collective. Otherwise, I will just leave the farming. Because independently, if I am just, in spite of so many hard work and so many passion, if I am making losses, I will leave the farming. I will take any other job. I will take whatever the things possible. I will do that. But on individual level, I will not do my farming. And I will advise to all the farmers, Indian farmers, that don't do farming if you are doing it on individual level. If you are part of collective, if you are part of any such collective where clear objective is defined, where the leadership is having that clear understanding, where that collective has to reach, whether that collective is globally competitive, that vision at least they have, that they want to become globally competitive, if they have the clear understanding that the complete ecosystem, complete valuation only can create a successful business, I will become a part of that collective and I will continue my farming. I think here I will stop. Whatever the learning I personally got as a Sahyadri and as also as an individual farmer, I share with all of you. So thank you all of you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving an enlightened speech. And actually, you had mentioned so many aspects, starting from farmers' problems to, and your visit to Netherlands, how it has been impacted in your life, and particularly for the farming community, and to form this Sahyadri farms, and regarding this some criterias, focusing on different criterias, how the FPOs can develop. This mainly on commodity specific FPOs, particularly on cluster specific FPOs, and value chain approach is very important for this FPOs. And this multi-purpose village level societies also, it's most important for that. And this is the most one, particularly on the mindset of changing the mindset of the farmers with clear business planning. And they just now also you mentioned that the farmer should become the entrepreneurs in his field. And mainly commitment of the product and the company, how they can develop on their own. And this is also most important. We thought that's vision development. Each and FPO, that's 5 years or 10 years or 20 years, whatever they want, how you have developed your own vision. Lastly, you mentioned that leadership is a very important for all the FPOs, not only FPOs, any developmental activities, leadership is most important. So, Sahyadri, as its own, it's difficult to establish in different places. But if you are going to develop the leaders, if you are going to develop managers or leaders, it's easy for that leader to develop on their own at the places. Why I am asking, particularly our own Jai Jawan Kisan participants are here. All of them are going to be entrepreneurs, and they are going to be in future. They are going to be a managers, or they are going to be a leaders at their own respective places also. And is it possible for Sahyadri to develop those leaders? And one more thing is that you mentioned lastly that each and every farmer should be an entrepreneur. That's see, so till now we are thinking farmer is only he is going to the field and he is going to cultivate, but he should be the entrepreneur. And this is a nice talk you have delivered, and all of us are enlightened on this talk, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us. Now I request our Director General to give us your valuable remarks, please, sir.
Thank you, Vilas for sharing life experiences. You might have seen he never repeated a word. It was free flow of his ideas from his heart. You cannot read a book and tell the same story. It is his live book he shared with we all people. We are fortunate to listen to you. Thank you very much. As long as mankind is there, agriculture is important because we have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you see today, nearly 838 million people, they go to bed with hungry stomach. Nearly 10% of the global population sleeps with hunger. That means, in India we are fortunate to have sufficient food, but not the globe. So someday we don't have a national food security responsibility, but also global food security responsibility. India being a big country, in future we have a different role to play. So as long as human being lives, there is scope for thousands of Sahyadris and the profession called agriculture. So that is what the reality is. Then what is the message of this very important and inspiring talk? As we see the situation at the village, the sons and daughters of the farmers, they give up agriculture and moving to urban areas in search of petty jobs. So probably for them, this talk has a very strong message. When our extension workers goes to villages to motivate any sons and daughters of farmers to continue agriculture, probably certain important messages we can identify here. Number one, the perception about agriculture itself. Everybody thinks that agriculture is loss-making business. Don't go to agriculture. Including parents, entire society, nation, everybody says, don't go to agriculture. But as a philosophy, we say that go to agriculture. Then why the son of a farmer should follow this philosophy? He look for some evidence. Here is an evidence. Here Vilasji says that his farmers, they earn 3 lakh rupees per acre. It is more than 3 times or 5 times more than a entry cadre government official take home money. Such a attractive proposition alternative is given in his own home, in own village. That is one of the important message we can carry out of this. Second one, agriculture is an individual business. Nothing to do with neighbor. Anything is there, it is only fighting because 5 feet land there is a bund and lifelong they will be fighting in the villages. A bit of water there is a fighting. Many land related and water related disputes are there in the village. But as a group we will win. As an individual, give up agriculture. This is a very strong message given by Vilas ji. I think this message will work in favor of us while promoting, you call it as cooperative or SHGs or FPOs, whatever it is. So realizing the importance of this, we have started Manage FPO Academy. Sahyadri Farms is also a knowledge partner. We are taking maximum benefit out of you, and very important message which we have to carry to the farming population. The third one, why do you stop cultivate crop and stop at that point and make a way for other intermediaries? Your hard work is yours, the profit is intermediaries. You look at the lessons from Sahyadri Farms. There is no local trader, there is no commission agent, there is no wholesale dealer. Everything is handled by them, including their own senior management is crafted by, evolved by within the system. So this is called Atmanirbhar Krishi. This is what called the Gram Swaraj of the dream of Mahatma Gandhi. Is it so difficult to do? Effective leadership is very important. Selfless, clearly guided, big-minded, a competent leader who can lead the entire group is very, very important. This is another important, the message to learn from them. And another important, the myth which is circulated in agriculture is agriculture, you can't maintain quality. So, but they have clearly demonstrated. They put global benchmark, as the quality benchmark of small farmer cultivating half an acre grapes in the village. Now this global benchmark has reached the farm gate of every farmer. This is not a easy thing, but it is possible, it is demonstrated. So these are all few things, which we can take away from this important talk. We are really inspired, and we are very clear actually listening to you while addressing some of the problems. We talk about unicorns, but baby corns are also important, and it is very important to promote thousands of baby corns which over a period of time become unicorns. So my colleague who is very ambitious, sitting in a national institute, he says, why don't you extend your operation in neighboring state? But he is finding gold mine in his neighborhood, and he has a 20 years long roadmap for his own activity. I can understand the depth of hard work you are, positioning yourself in the way of achieving your dream. Thank you very much. I am sure that this talk, personally, it inspired us. Whoever listens to this video, I am sure that they will watch it again and they will not forget, and they will try to implement it. Thank you very much.